couple of questions. Do you want me to say my name? Are you going to put it in the record? Don't say my name and address for the record, and no one will be looking at my boss. You're going to put my name and address in the record? Student Songs, Gage Township. Okay, thank you, first of all, to Clerk Dowler for providing the ordinances to me that's on the agenda tonight. Just a couple of questions. On the public parking ordinance that's here, I know it was addressed a couple of years ago and the board turned it down, and it was on the suggestion, well, it was suggested by Chief Snitzer to have a public parking ordinance, and then it was shut down by the board and the people in the audience at that time. The audience was packed. I see, even though we already have a public parking ordinance on the books right now, and it is a misdemeanor, and this basically is decriminalising it, I'm presuming, because looking at the penalties, now it's going to make it a civil infraction. But it doesn't have, I know there's on the old ordinance a misdemeanor with a $500 fine. This one doesn't have any fine whatsoever. Is it going to be $500, or is it going to be lowered to $50 like a couple of years ago the police chief suggested? And I'm glad it is going to go to a civil infraction instead of being a misdemeanor. The second one, unlawful posting of messages. Is this to do with bullying, may I ask? Just if you give me a yes or no, not a head or something.
I'm prepared to, when we bring up each and every ordinance, to make a statement on them.
Okay.
Yes, there's that basically what it is.
Okay, that's what I thought what it was. I was just asking. Let me see, the third one, trespassing. And I ain't got my glasses on, so you're going to have to excuse me if it's in here and I've missed it. It says in, let me see, section 1A, it shall be unlawful for any person to enter upon the lands or premises of another without lawful authority. Now, when I was sitting with you on the board 2000 to 2008 as a trustee, I know that we received complaints, like with the assessor, and going on there and, looking at properties and everything without notice to the residents. So I would kind of lawful authority. I realise that the police and everything can, with the, if it's warranted, but it's not defined who has lawful authority without permission of the landowner or property owner. And I think that really should be defined in the ordinance because it's vague without it. Okay, my last one, I got the last one. The last one is, I hope you are going to address my concerns on these because I really think they're valid, because they're just vague right now as the ordinances stand, and I think they should be revised. This one it's the disturbances of lawful meetings and gatherings, and it does say an ordinance to prohibit disturbances at lawful meetings or gatherings. Section 1, and it was said by Ms. Deal here, it shall be unlawful for any person to make or excite any disturbance or contention within yada 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 and at public meetings. Okay, mine is, there has been like back and forth at meetings, and I've seen it on tapes and videotapes and stuff. And I'm a bit confused about this because it looks like, okay, say I had an issue and I said something and it happened a month ago, and then another person at the back of the room yelled out and there was a little confrontation going on and shouting back and forth. It looks to me that this ordinance is basically saying it's the person who instigates or says something, like if I said the sky is blue and someone got really mad at that at the back of the room, a scientist or something, and said, excuse me, the sky isn't blue, that's just the way the spectrum goes. Okay, is he going to be, am I going to be responsible for that? Or like when Mr. Purdy was talking with a resident, when the other residents had the conversation, is Mr. Purdy responsible? Because in board comments, it was he who was having conversation when you did call point of order when it was addressed to you, and this is really, it seems to me as though it's going to be a victim that is going to be charged with a misdemeanor and $500 or $90 90 days in jail.
Thank you.